The question of the day: how do you love and not lose yourself? How? How is that? Is it even possible? Can it be done? Or have you already lost yourself if you are even thinking about loving, or believe that you can love, or you believe as though you have fallen in love? Have you already lost yourself? You know, as I get older and I realize the way that I used to speak before and the way that I speak now, and I pay attention to the things that I say to people, love has become something, I don't know if it's important to me, but I'm aware of the fact that it's not what I thought it was. It couldn't be. It couldn't be what I thought it was, because it always came with some sort of compromise. It always came with some sort of guarantee of loss or gain, mainly from the outside world, you know? So of course it couldn't be what I thought it was. Love is not that at all. But in any case, here I am today asking, was I lost? Was I just finding myself? Are people lost? Can you love and not lose yourself? Well, I guess it, the conversation should start with, what does love mean to an individual? And I guess, what does love mean, when we talk about, the world as a whole? And there is I don't know if I'm breaking this down correctly, but there is a difference, you see, because you have people that will say that they love their children and they love their family, and they'll even say that they love others too. But if they have a piece of bread and they have a family member that needs the bread, and they see another family member, not their family, but someone else's family. Let me put it to you this way. They have a child, a son or a daughter, and they see someone else's son or daughter right there standing in front of them. They're both standing beside each other. Their child and another person's child, and that person has a piece of bread. Are you going to break that bread evenly between two children and share equally amongst those two children, even though that one is not yours? And I know this is going to sound crazy to say, but the amount of people I've met in the world that say, I'm here for my children and my children alone. It's caused me to question if people can really love people, period. How can you love one and not love the next one? And how can you love one more than the other? I don't understand. I feel like love is something that is always about balance across the board. I believe love is peace, from what I've learned so far. So, can you watch your people have and watch another group of people not have? That's a form of, I guess that's the best way I could break it down, right? So there's a difference between loving family in this world and loving strangers, and then there's the idea of, or the truth of the matter is, in my opinion, that if you don't love one, you love none. It's the same love across the board. And I know that I use the example of sharing the bread, and that's a physical thing. But when I'm talking about love, I'm more so really referring to the emotional aspects of it, and being angry and being frustrated and being disappointed and being jealous and being just all these things that come into play as human beings, But if you become upset with a stranger and you're angry with a stranger, I ask myself, can you, in that moment, do you love your own people? Do you love your children? Do you love your mother and your father? Do you love your son and your daughter, your husband, your wife? If you can be made to be angry, do you love anybody? Because I'm finding it hard to see them both existing in the same place at the same time. I'm not saying it's going to be like that forever. I'm just saying in that moment. Just because the anger wasn't directed towards any specific, anybody in your household or anybody that you believe that you love and you care about, that's not what I'm saying. Pay attention. What I'm saying to you is, what I'm saying to myself, the question that I'm asking myself and not a question that I'm asking you guys. In a moment of anger, can you love anybody? So anyway, let me get back to the question. Just make sure that I don't forget the whole point of this conversation. The question was, how do you love without losing yourself? Is it possible? Or have you already lost yourself once you think you're in love or you start thinking about loving or anything like that? Have you already lost yourself? I think my answer to that would simply be, you got to know yourself. And the best way to know yourself is just watch and pay attention. It's not about trying to create who you are. It's not about trying to prove to anybody who you are or who you can be, or that you've changed from who you were, or that you're going to be something. It's not about that. It's about simply being still and paying attention, right? Watch what's going on in your mind. Watch what's going on inside of you. How you're responding on the inside to what's happening outside of you. And I think that's the best way to get to learn yourself. You get to learn the ways that this world may trigger you, or the way demons may try to conquer you and what they use to try to tempt you and frustrate you and make you angry. Things people can say to you, and you notice these things that may frustrate you or make you sad or make you feel these things. And I think once you get to that point where you understand that that's possible for you, and maybe that's a way that you can learn and understand who you are, then I think it is nearly impossible to ever lose yourself if when you love, or if you fall in love, or whatever the case may be. Because if you know who you are and you love your husband or you love your wife, it doesn't matter what they do, you just continue to love them same way. Because that's who you are. You know who you are. And it doesn't matter what's happening outside of you. As long as you know who you are, no matter what people do to you, no matter what they say, you're always going to love. Because love is not about emotions coming and going. It's not about giving love and taking it away. Love is a steady and forever type of thing. This is the definition of God's love. It's just steady. He's not here to give and take. It's up to you if you want it and if you want to keep it. Right? That's really what it boils down to. This is what I think it is. This is why, this is my answer to the question, and I would love to know you guys' answer. I would love to know what you guys think. I don't know if I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm right. It's just a perspective, but I think I'm onto something, though. I'm not going to lie to you. And of course, I've learned along the way. I've learned from others. I've learned from my experiences. I've learned, period. I'm living life too. So I guess I must learn something, right? You can't live the whole... let me not say that, because I don't know. But I think once you know yourself, I think you understand that you don't just give and take love like it's something that people deserve or they don't deserve. Like it's something you deserve or you don't deserve. You don't demand love from nobody like you deserve it or you don't deserve it. No. No. I don't believe that's how it works. I believe it starts with understanding that once you decide on taking the side of love, that it is forever and steady, everlasting. Doesn't come and go anymore. Whatever you are calling love that was easy to come and go, give and take, demand and reject, that wasn't love. That wasn't love. And I know what people are going to say, easier said than done. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's easier said than done. I think what's easier said than done is giving up the things that you're attached to that you put on the same level as love. Like if somebody gives you a gift, you know they love you. If somebody breaks up with you before it gets too bad, you knew that they loved you. If they take you out for dinner, you know that they love you. If they remembered your birthday, you know that they love you. If it's always about you getting something, if it's because you want something and you're getting something, and that's what's hard to let go. The mushy stuff, the R&B music, all of that stuff, the whispers of sweet nothings and the feelings in the moment, that's hard to let go. I can understand that. But I think accepting the reality that love is forever and steady and a peaceful thing, I don't think that's too hard to understand. And I think it's easy to accept. I think it's the things that you have to let go to accept that is what makes it easier said than done. But the love part is not what's easier said than done. You are designed for that. I believe we are all designed for that. For the most part. I won't speak for everybody, but I believe for the most part. You know, I'm talking about this and it's crazy because I'm getting all these thoughts. And they're telling me you made a mistake, you contradicted yourself at some point in this video. You better go and start over again, buddy. Yeah, go and start over again. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because you know what? This is an opportunity for you guys to share with me. And I can grow from anything. And I can grow from this situation. I could grow from this experience. And I know that those that are truly understanding and they know where I'm coming from, regardless of what mistakes I made in this recording or just period. I'm not going to go back. I'm going to stay right here and let the love let it just flow. Let it just flow. And I hope that any corrections that come my way come from a place of steady love and peace. Yeah, let's do it like that. Because those kind of thoughts, we have to reject those thoughts. Those are thoughts of procrastination. Those kind of things reject love. And that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about rejecting love today. We're talking about accepting love today and recognizing true love versus the false love. The false love that comes and goes like thoughts versus the true love that stays and is forever and is steady and is peaceful. That's real love. That's how big man show love. By being peaceful. I'm starting to realize my whole life, every time you get a little hyped up and you're acting this or that way, there's no love in those things. There's no love in being angry. There's no love in being hyped up to fight. There's no love in watching something or listening to something just to be angry and have an angry response. All of these things, there's no love in that. You love by being peaceful within yourself, and by that example alone, everybody else will feel love around you. I believe it. I don't believe it, I know it. I know it to be true. I know it. All right, so we're not gonna go back. We're gonna continue moving forward. Is it possible to love and not lose yourself? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. This is my first video on this channel, or my first recording, whatever you want to call it. My first podcast. I'm not sure what direction it's gonna go in. I really don't know. My goal today was to simply not procrastinate anymore and to put out something that was meaningful and relatable. And I didn't know, I had a bunch of stuff to talk about, to be honest with you. I wrote down all these topics and I had these concepts and everything like that. And then something just told me, you know what, bro? Just open up the program, throw on a little loop, and just be genuine. Let it come from within. And of course, the things that I've been trying to understand for years and years is what comes out. And one of those things is love. Believe it or not. So I'm glad that this is the direction I was guided in. I'm grateful that I was able to see the mental attacks and continue moving forward. Truly, I really am, you know, and to be honest with you, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm getting excited because I know somebody out there needs to hear this. I need to hear it. I know it's easy to forget. I needed to hear it, and I know one day I'm gonna need to hear it again. Because it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget. That's why we shouldn't vex with each other for minute things. Because you gotta remember, once upon a time you did something that you're not too proud of either. Just pay attention to yourself, and that's how you will be filled with love that radiates from you. It comes out of you like, I know it to be true. It'll come out in such an explosive way that you're gonna impact a lot of people around you, and you won't have to try, and you won't have to think about it. They're gonna see it. They're gonna feel it. They're gonna know. It's gonna be an unspoken type of thing. Love is God's voice. It is a voiceless voice. He reveals. Love reveals. Love reveals. Remember that. All right, guys, I think that's all I got today. I'm trying to think if I had anything else to say. I don't think so. I guess all I really got to say now is, leave your comments down below. And, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your husband, share it with your wife, share it with your children, if you see fit. What do they all think about love, and can they lose themselves? Is it possible to lose yourself when you're in a state of love in any form, in any capacity? When it comes to love, is it possible to not lose yourself or to lose yourself? I think once you know yourself again, you will never lose yourself. Just have to be still and watch yourself. Watch yourself. That's a form of showing love to yourself, in my opinion. Just paying attention to you. I think I even believe that if you pay attention to you like that and you start to understand yourself and know who you are, that other people will understand you even better too. Like, you won't have to explain yourself, I'm telling you, it's unspoken. It's a voiceless voice. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's a beautiful day today. Today is my brother's birthday. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. You know, I gotta hit him up. I didn't hit him up yet, but I'm gonna hit him up. You know, even with me and my brother, you know, we've been through our things together, and I think us just even recognizing that we were in those moments angry and choosing to drop that anger with each other, I think it goes a long way. And you know, even not just dropping the anger that we had towards each other, but understanding that the other person really had nothing to do with what we were feeling on the inside. You know, it's what we were going through, and it's just unfortunate that oftentimes the people that you love and the people that have been around you the most are the ones that you're going to end up hurting. The ones you're going to end up throwing to the wayside. The one you're going to end up disregarding. The one you're going to end up abusing. The one you're going to end up screaming at, yelling at, taking advantage of. It's because they're right there. It's not because you love or hate. It's simply because you're right there. 9 times out of 10, it's probably just because you're not looking within. So other forces are able to take over you and control you and manipulate you. The emotions. You know, but I believe all things can be restored. Anything that appears destroyed or broken, I believe can be restored, but it starts from looking inside, without question. I was talking to my brother one day, and he apologized to me about some stuff we were going through. I apologized to him, but the most important thing, the lesson that came out of it all is the truth of the matter was that things are happening inside of us. The both of us. At one point or another point. It didn't have to be at the same time. And as individuals, we had to learn how to overcome what was happening within. And I believe that we are able to love each other in a much more genuine and authentic way. And as we're growing, we're learning how to love, you know, not just each other, but our families and our friends. You know? Yeah, guys, that's all I got. That's all I got for now. I want to go longer, but I don't want to talk just to talk, you know? I really want to, I guess I can always continue in another video or whatever the case is, right? I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for engaging. It's your boy Gemstone. Until next time. Peace.